What year did you start your breed?
I started my breeding in '94 in a more intensive way, even if I had horses here in the farm before that. Officially I started in '94.
And with which brood mares and stallions you start?
I started with three mares, three Lusitano mares, two from the stud farm and another one that was from Palha stud. But when I started to make the selection, everything is coming from one of the mares, that is Hanover, a doctor of New. And if you are going to check all the genealogies of our mares and the stallions, you are going to see that mare Hanover is present in the genealogy of all our horses.
And why you choose Hanover? Yeah.
Yes, I started because naturally all the progeny of that mare was different from the other mares. Naturally, all the sons had very good character. They had very good capacity to the collections. Very good eye skills of functionality. And naturally, all the progeny from Hanover was different. Just for you to have an idea of what I'm talking about, from the doctors all the doctors of Hanover, I kept all of them, and from the males of Hanover, 3 achieved Grand Prix level, and one was also one of the best bullfighting horses in Portugal and in Spain. So to have an idea of the importance of this mare.
And where is your stud located?
Sorry, where?
Your stud located? Which region of Portugal you live?
I live in Beja, south of Portugal, and our farm is very near where I live, and it's the base of a property of a farm that is from our family.
And how big is your farm?
Here we have around 350 hectares, especially dedicated to cows to produce meat. It's a good land to produce grass for the animals, not for other things. The main activity is to cattle. We crossbreed with Angus to produce meat, and also a small area of the farm is dedicated to the Lusitano horse.
So they grow up on big fields?
They grow up in big fields. Of course, we are not happy with the dimension. We would like a little more, but well, it's what we have.
And how is the training from your horses, from the foal till...
That is a very important question for us, because we dedicate a lot, we put a lot of hours and a lot of investment in that period. All of the mares are coming to the farm several times a year, also for inseminations, for treatments, and so the colts and the mares are always in contact with persons, with people. The colts, we normally wean them with 6 months to 8 months, it depends on the period of the year, and they stay here with us at least 1.5 months, 2 months, to start the basic work, okay? To be handled, to give the ends, to make the shoes, to make the hoofs, to start to work with us, to have a bath, all the normal things for a young foal. We also like to work them in freedom, normally. Then they return to the fields, and normally 3-4 times a year they return for 1-2 weeks of contact with people. And every time that is necessary, they will come again to stay here in the farm, in a small box, in a paddock. That is really important, because I believe that the selection starts with that. We see a lot of specific things during that period, not only as riding horses, but even with that contact with people during the first 3 years. We see if they are easy to handle, they are sociable with people, if they are easy if they can learn easily, how can react to different things. So this is really a really important period for us. Also, that is the reason why we don't increase the number of mares, because if we increase the number of mares, we cannot do that work so the way that we want to do, okay? If we want to produce quality, not quantity, and to produce quality, we need time. We need to have time with the horses, to know them better, to choose the better ones and the ones with better characteristics. If I'm going to take 30 foals a year, I cannot do the same thing that I do with 6 to 8 foals a year.
And you start riding them also here?
Normally, yes. As I had the opportunity to talk to you previously, we start to have a lot of people asking for our horses when they are foals. But normally a lot of clients prefer to leave the horses here after the 3 years old, okay, and to start them on the saddle here. In some cases, clients decide to start them in another place, and they take the horses home earlier. But we have a lot of clients that like to have their horses here with us to start on the saddle.
And what is the important brood mare right now? Which one? You have one?
Well, I have one brood mare, the last daughter of Hanover, that is Gusula. She has a very interesting genealogy, because she's from the mother and the father. She's having a firm bloodline, from one way Nilo and from the other way Opus 72. So she's very focused in that bloodline. If you see the mare, you see more interesting mares over there now, with more complete mares. But in my opinion, she continues to be the base mare of the farm, because she produces much better than her. She's an incredible mother. She produces beautiful horses with dimension, with very good characters, but with vibration. But if you look at her, you see, well, you have here probably better mares than her. Yes, you have in the physical way, but I continue to think that is the actual best mare that I have at the start to produce horses.
And which stallion is the most important for you right now?
Well, I decided my project is more dependent of the mares than of the stallions. I'm the one that believes that the mares are the most important ones. And I also, that is the reason, also if you are going to check my mares, all the mares have the brand of the house, the grandmothers have the brand of the house, the grandmothers have the brand of the house. So I decided to select by myself with the material that I have in the farm. I'm not one that is going to buy one mare because I think it's better than one that I have at home, or to buy a champion mare somewhere else, and everything is different. No, here the mares are the most important thing, and all the selection that I made was made with my mares, and I'm really proud to see that and to show my mares. So my mares are the most important thing, and I produced a kind of mares that I can play with different stallions. So about the stallions, answering the stallions, I use different stallions depending on the mares. But I have mares that using different stallions, the quality is absolutely the same. Of course, what I want to do is, for me it's more important to close more the genetic in the part side of the mares, and then using more sportive stallions and more functional stallions to achieve what I want, the mixture of a typical Lusitano but with a functional Lusitano, okay? So I use different stallions. Actually I have a horse that is not from my brand, that is Lux, a horse that was 2 times champion of the breed, recommended stallion. Is actually one of our main stallions at the farm, but even with Lux at our home, I continue to use some other stallions in my mares, especially horses that are very high skills for dressage and for classical equitation.
And why you choose the Lusitano as a horse?
I choose the Lusitano because it's the best breed in the world. Well, I lose because, well, it's our own breed. It's our own breed of horses in Portugal, of course. But more I know about the Lusitanos, more we love the Lusitanos. They are amazing horses for everything. You will not, first of all, you will not have a horse that allows us to do a lot of things as you can do with Lusitanos. You can do dressage, you can do working equitation, you can do trials, you can teach kids, you can stop them for 2 or 3 days and ride them directly. You can put thousands of horses in a fair with stallions and nothing happens. And even with a small population of horses in the world, like is the Lusitano-breed, if you compare Lusitanos with warm bloods, with other horses, you have a small, very few quantity of bred mares, of Lusitano mares. You start to see a lot of horses keeping the attention of the world of equitation, even in sports. You have now in the best 100 horses of dressage, you have probably 4 or 5 Lusitanos. Compared to the population of Lusitano mares and for our other breeds, I think it's the best relation between quantity of mares and horses in sport. So I really think it's an amazing breed, a nice breed, a noble breed, easy to handle, but also with the capacity to compete with the best other horses in the world, even if you push with them.
Yes, and I see you have 2 daughters.
Yes. Teresa, the oldest one, and Luisa, the youngest one.
Yes, and maybe someone will make this go again, going forward if you...
Yes, I hope so, because I told them that I need to retire in 5 years.
In 5?
I'm going only to come here for holidays. No, I'm joking, of course, playing. But I'm really lucky because they are, first of all, they are 2 great girls and 2 great kids. And I'm really happy because they love this. Everything related with horses, with cows, with dogs, they love. Normally the holidays, what they want to do is to come to the farm, to ride, to enjoy. They know every mare in the field, the names of everything, all the relations of the horses. So I'm really happy about that. The thing that would make me more happy is that they continue with this in the future.
Perfect. Thank you a lot.
Thanks a lot.